Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Tuesday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parish Construction and Roofing. If you need an orthopedist, go to Brock. You need a roof, call Parish. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com, Unique Aesthetics and Wellness as well. Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com, and Bocock Brothers Premium Cigars. Use the code MAT15, MAT15, MAT15 for 15% off your order. All of our sponsors, they're all scrolling here on the bottom. All right, good morning, y'all. Brian Kelly met with reporters on Monday, kick off South Carolina week, and gave updates on a lot of injuries. Garrett Nussmeier a go, Weston Davis is a go, Caden Durham is a go. That's all great news. Paul Mabenga questionable. Somebody had been told last week that he was going to be up in the air, his status for this week. Kind of talked about that. So what do you do at left guard? It'll be interesting. Is it Cohen Eccles, or do you kick Karius Kern inside and give him a starting guard? DJ Chester would be an option as well if Mabenga can't go. And then Aaron Anderson probable. They said Aaron Anderson probable. So getting healthier. The bye came at a good time. The first bye came at a good time for the team to get healthier and march toward what we all hope will be a resounding offensive statement Saturday against South Carolina. So Gamecocks are struggling. They lost to Vanderbilt, Missouri. That just hasn't looked great for South Carolina this year, despite the fact they came in. I think they were preseason top 10. If they weren't preseason top 10, they were somewhere right around preseason top 10. But they're 3-2. They're 1-2 in the conference. You look at that game against SC State from the MEAC. That was. South Carolina State led that game 3-0. Carolina didn't score a point until 5 minutes to go before halftime, and then they put up 17 points in the 5 minutes before half. But they scored on a punt return, by the way. And actually, two of their first two scores were punt returns for touchdowns in that game against a school from the MEAC. So all that to say, it's been a struggle offensively for South Carolina this year. And coming into Tiger Stadium at night against that defense feels like a really tall task. So you feel very good about LSU's defense in this game. The question is, can the offense get in gear, which is certainly the thing that we all need to see from this team to believe that they could be a contender. So hopefully this is the start of that. All right, y'all. Please smash that like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. We are glad to have you hanging out with us here this morning. As always, anything about anything, fire away. We're glad you're here. Say some good mornings. Tiger Pop, good morning. Let's go Tuesday. Lance, good morning. I didn't get to catch you live during the bye week anymore. I had to pop in, tell Grabs happy birthday. Thank you, man. That's awesome. I'm glad you said that. I was going to mention it. Today is Gramps' 70th. It's October 7th. It's his 93rd birthday today. So shout out to Gramps. Happy birthday. One of the things, he called me and left me a voicemail yesterday. And, when we did the live stream with Gramps on Sunday, someone said, what's the key to longevity? And he joked and he said, I'm preserved. He said Jack Daniels and beer. But he called me and said, what I should have said, the other thing too is I had a loving wife who took care of me. And shout out to Grammy. So Grammy passed a few years ago and she was wonderful, an amazing woman, like most people's grandmothers are. But he wanted to make sure that we shouted out Grammy. And yeah. So happy birthday, Gramps. 93 today. Hey, Jalen, good morning. Time to rise and shine. Hope you're feeling fine. Yes, sir. Kelly Gross, good morning. Hey, Patrick, morning, Matt and Drew. Feet hit the floor this morning. Now for a hot cup of Joe. Got mine. Everyone have a great day. Thank you, man. Same to you. Hey, Bubba, good morning. Chandler, morning. My wife, USC grad, and some friends coming to the game. Me and the husband of the traveling couple made a T-shirt bet last year. Check your text for what he's wearing on campus. Oh, because LSU beat South Carolina. Let's see. How long ago did you send it? Oh, there it is. Uh, the final score, it's Shane Beamer. Look at that face. Oh my God. That's pretty good. I like it. Like it a lot. You see, I actually do check the text line. That's actually an app on my phone called Community, and you can actually text me. Hey, Javen, good morning. Thomas, good morning. Happy Sukkot. Sukkot.
Sukkot.
I got it. Sukkot.
Sukkot.
Nailed it. Brian Wynn, good morning. Jacob, good morning. Atkins has been signed the run game for LSU. It was interesting to hear from Kelly yesterday. Yeah, so I did ask Brian Kelly about Alex Atkins. And he says he and Joe Sloan do collab on game day. And Atkins has been assigned the run game. Although I'm not so sure you want that designation right now. Or want people to know that you have that designation right now because the run game has been awful. You're 121st in the country in rushing offense. So hey, Craig, good morning. Duval, good morning. Happy birthday to Gramps. Thank you, man. Jeffrey, good morning. Have a great day. Oh, man, Thomas. Just when I got Sukkot. Jog, Sukkot, Samyach. Samyak? Maybe it's Samyak, not sh. Maybe it's not a, maybe it's a, not a ch. Taylor, good morning, Scone. Have a great day. I need to go look it up. I wrote it down. Hang on. I wrote it down, Thomas. I wrote it down. Leviticus 23. I wrote it down. Chandler Watts back says, yes, I lost a bet. Unfortunately, I'm a game. Oh, the shirt. Very good. Tiger Diver, morning Scone. Do you think LSU will cover the 9.5 this weekend? I saw it down to 8.5 actually yesterday. It opened at 10, and I saw it down to 8.5. It might be jumping around. And for what it's worth, I would never take my betting advice on LSU. It's at 8.5 right now, by the way. So I don't bet on LSU because as much as I think I'm impartial, as much as I try to be impartial when I give you opinions on the game, I never know if I'm 100% there. So I certainly won't put my money on it. I don't want my money to influence also how I feel or how I represent a game. For example, if I pick LSU to cover and they win but don't cover, is my post-game commentary going to be molded and framed based on my disappointment that they didn't cover instead of the fact that they won? So that's why I don't bet on LSU. But I don't know that I would touch that total anyway. This LSU offense struggling the way they are, trying to pick them to cover more than a touchdown in a league game feels like a challenge. But I do love LSU's defense, and South Carolina's offense struggling. It should be a day where Carolina finds it tough to come by points. So, I mean, it's probably a deal where I would still like the under. And until LSU proves they can go score, I would probably keep betting unders. Jacob, also curious, Matt, we're aware on how Weston Davis has struggled through some games. What about Adams? How has he been playing? So, I'll give you Tyree Adams' stats on the year. Hang on. So, Tyree Adams on the season, his overall grade is a 61.2 from Pro Football Focus. Pass block is a 65.6. His run block is a 55.2. And that's kind of par for the course with LSU because all of these players unfortunately, have pass blocked pretty well, and they've run blocked very poorly. So, for example, here's the season pass blocking grades. Josh Thompson, 83. Paul Mabenga, 82. Karius Kern, 77. Um, Braylon Moore, 72. DJ Chester, 66. Tyree Adams, 65. These are just pass blocking grades. Cohen Eccles, 60. Weston Davis, 52. And those are your primary. Run block. Braylon Moore, 66. Highest grade of a run blocker, 66. Oh my God. The next highest graded run blocker is Karius Kern at a 59. DJ Chester, 58. Josh Thompson, 56. Tyree Adams, 55. Just done to tell the story. Like, you pass block pretty well. Your run blocking has been very bad. It's why you're 121st in the country. It's in rushing offense. It's why my point over and over again has been, I don't think the issues offensively are Nuss's torso. I think it's 5 new starters on the offensive line have really struggled to get anything going in the run game. And when you can't run the ball, even against 3 teams are playing coverage against you. And I don't care if you're Superman, it's hard to throw against drop 8 coverage. Offensive line's got to play better. Hey, Randall, morning. Love Rashid Shaheed, but since the Saints are rebuilding, do you think the Saints should trade him if a contending team comes calling and offers a 2 or a 3? I'm looking up Shaheed's contract. So Shaheed, he's on a 1-year deal, 1 year, $5.2 million. So I think the question that you'd have to ask is, do you plan to re-sign him this offseason? If so, what would you give for him? I'm sorry, like what type of contract would you offer? And like, for example, if you think he's going to leave in free agency after this year, then I would trade him to get something for him. If you think you're going to re-sign him, then I would not trade him. I think it's kind of that simple. Does PFF have numbers for how many teams cover the tight ends? It always seems like the Saints can't cover just about any tight end we play. I don't know if I'm sure exactly what you're asking there. Like, I mean, you could look at just pass catching statistics from tight ends. A lot of times that's because teams have a tight end create a mismatch, as tight ends have become, more than just glorified pass catching offensive linemen. They become more athletic. You're matching up a tight end on a linebacker or a nickelback or a safety. And so you typically have a physical advantage there with your tight end, which is why tight ends have become a big part of the offense. Christian, good morning. Over-under at 44. LSU being a 10-point favorite is a wild line. I said it yesterday. I'll continue to say it. If you've watched South Carolina play, you would understand. They're not good. This is not even close to the South Carolina team of a year ago. That team really was centered on a great defense, and they had Rocket Sanders at running back complementing Lenore Sellers. I told y'all for a year, Sellers is not a good quarterback. Great athlete, has the potential to be a really good quarterback. He is not right now. Now you've removed Rocket Sanders, you've had shuffling on that offensive line, and you lost some of your key defenders, and they are a shell of what they were a year ago. It's that simple. Hey, Dale, looking back, do you think the issue with Nuss was more injury-related or talent-related? Dale, I can't tell if you're being serious. I mean, I feel like we've answered that question every day for a month. Leon, good morning. Probably more to that there. Brad, good morning. I see the Cardinals game on Sunday. They really choked it away bad. against the Titans. No, I saw the Titans win at the end. Did not see what transpired to lead up to it. RSP 1218, good morning. Jeffrey, is Simpkins a better guard than Ruiz? Okay, hold on. I have to answer that because yesterday on AFR, I looked up the PF. Hey, I want to answer that. Hang on.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish built. Parish built. Parish built. From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
Okay. All right. Please smash that like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. So glad to have you hanging out with us here. As always, shout out to Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, free Friday night clinic all throughout high school football season. Great way that they give back to the community. Any football player, coach, band member, dance team member, and cheerleader, anybody who's injured on a football Friday night can see a doctor for free Friday night starting at 11 at Brock on Bluebond. Of course, Parish Construction and Roofing. Love to help you out with that free, no obligation roofing inspection. Visit parishbuilt.com. So you asked about Simpkins and Cesar Ruiz. So I looked this up yesterday. We always do the PFF segment on the show. And so I looked up, I was looking up the Saints. So I was looking up the grades from the Giants game, and Torricelli Simpkins, his pass block grade was a 0. Not exaggerating, a 0. He had 66 snaps overall, 35 pass block snaps. His pass block grade was a 0. I've never seen that before. And so I went and looked up, you can look up grades by player, by team, by position. So I went and looked up the blocking grades, right, for every guard in the NFL. The overall grade for every guard in the NFL. By the way, Ed Ingram, number 2 in the NFL. Tevin Jenkins from Cleveland, number 1. Ed Ingram, number 2. Number 2 highest graded guard in the entire NFL, which is freaking phenomenal. Anyway, so they have 100 players listed. They did. Oh, they must have edited it now. Oh, I guess maybe some people, maybe they reduced the list today because of nope, there it is. Okay. So there's 104 players. We're missing a few. Oh, there we go. So Torricelli Simpkins is number 100 on the list. Cesar Ruiz is number 91. If you're ranking every guard in the NFL based on their grades, Torricelli Simpkins number 100, Cesar Ruiz number 91. I mean, Simpkins is an undrafted rookie free agent. Rookie. Playing for the first time. I get it. Cesar Ruiz is a veteran former first-round pick. That's bad. Really bad. Thomas, yeah. Jinglegate, day 17, Gramps' 93rd birthday. Let's not forget what happened 2 years ago today. What happened 2 years ago today? What did I miss? What happened 2 years ago today, Thomas? Hey, Joe. Hey, Matt, please roast the Roughing the Pass call against Saints. Already did. Did it on Twitter at the time it happened. Did it on AFR yesterday. It was, I don't think the NFL is slanted against New Orleans. I don't think, Joe, that's what that is at all. I think that was a miserable call. And I think if you watch the NFL every Sunday, you'll see plenty of miserable calls. I am very curious to hear what the NFL has to say in response to that call, because it was atrocious. I mean, it was a sack. Like Carl Granderson says, he did everything right. He hit the quarterback. He did not leave with his helmet. He pulled off so as not to fall on the quarterback. Body weight. Did everything right. It was absolutely abysmal, especially in a late game scenario where you're trying to seal the game. Thankfully, it didn't cost the Saints, but in a different scenario, it could have. Hey, Abner, good morning. Henry Bennett, morning. Nice to see Kelvin Banks shut down Abdul Carter Sunday. Yeah, no sacks. No sacks given up by the Saints offensive line. Great to see. Coach Nate Green, good morning. Hey, Dustin, good morning from Mishawaka. Okay, what are you doing in Mishawaka, Dustin? I'm very familiar with Mishawaka. That's the area there in northwest Indiana where South Bend is. Happy birthday, Gramps. Thank you, man. Appreciate y'all. Andrew, good morning. Happy birthday, Gramps. Now, I'm sure if he doesn't see this, my dad might be watching my show, Gramps. So I'll make sure he's aware. Appreciate all the birthday wishes. Hey, Michael, good morning. Chance, how crazy is the Mark Sanchez situation? Yeah, I guess I don't know all that happened. I saw that he was charged with assault. So he was like, Sanchez was assaulting a truck driver and then he got stabbed. I mean, that is wild. Morning. Is it me? Brian Kelly seemed less joyful during his press conference? He definitely did not have the same energy. No doubt. Thomas, there you go. Chag Samiak told my Jewish friends may be a blessed feast of the tabernacles. Thankful for their heritage. I need to read up then on that. Thomas told me yesterday, Leviticus 23, so I need to go read that today. Jalen had my usual bad dreams from different times in life. Now is trying to figure out the running game and yelling about the offense in my sleep, according to my friend. From the Les Miles era where LSU couldn't complete a forward pass to now where they can't run the football. Wild. Hey, Quentin, good morning. There you go. Love that. Chandler, can we please do something other than run an inside zone for a gain of 1 or 2 every down? They don't run an inside zone for a gain of 1 or 2 every down. They primarily throw the football. Scott, do you think Kern will start at left guard against South Carolina? Does he have the ability to move in the run game like Mabenga? Karius Kern is a giant, and he is super athletic. I think he could play anywhere on the line. I don't know what they're going to do. It would stand to reason Cohen Eccles, who's been rotating at left guard with Mabenga, would be the guy. But I think they're getting to a point where they realize Kern is one of their best 5. And so you got to put him on the field. So I would like to see him play at left guard. I don't know if they will. If I get some insight into that this week, I'll be more than happy to share it with you. But that would absolutely disrupt continuity. But I think if your objective is get the best 5 on the field, I think he's one of your best 5. Hey, Bailey, what's the ceiling in the online, in your opinion? That's the X factor. Whatever will be a great season. I guess you mean the O-line. Yeah, man. I think you have to lean on what you do well. I guess I would remind you, I know I keep comping 2022, but it's the best comp because you ended up starting Will Campbell as a freshman at left tackle and Emory Jones as a freshman at right tackle. And remember, Garrett Dellinger started the opener at center, and then he moved to guard, and they put Charles Turner in at center. And then Miles Frazier, who came in as a tackle from FIU, ended up playing guard. It took them some time to figure it out, but they did. And by the end of that season, they were pretty good. And I understand you had Jaden Daniels, who was mobile and stylistically different. But they became pretty good by the end of that season. Now they had a hell of a day against Georgia in the SEC championship game, but that was Jalen Carter and that whole defense had like 5 dudes that went the first round. But a lot of teams are going to struggle against a defense like that. And I don't know that there's a defense like that in college football right now. So I think you have to figure out how to lean best into your strengths, but they got to be able to learn how to run the ball. And sometimes that's just firing off, getting people's pads and moving bodies. Keep it simple. Sport Mark, you think the biggest problem with the offense is the run game? I think the biggest problem with the offense is the offensive line, which is limiting your ability to run the football, obviously, and your inability to run the football is allowing teams to play coverage against LSU, and you don't have numbers. So, again, this isn't my opinion. Brian Kelly said this last week. Ole Miss, 86% of the defensive snaps dropped 8 into coverage. Okay. I don't care if you're Joe Montana or Christ Almighty. If you have 3 or 4 receivers going out to catch a pass and they have 8 defensive backs, everyone is covered. Everyone is double covered. There's nobody open. So how are you more efficient in the passing game? And if they're going to drop 8, you have to be willing to run the football. This is very easy. Like I'm not a savant. I'm not, but this is easy to understand. If they're going to put 3 men on the line of scrimmage, you have to be able to run the football. So yes, I think if you run the football effectively, you take numbers, you bring other bodies into the box, which gives you more fair matchups in the secondary. And I like LSU's receivers in one-on-one matchups. Anyway, Stad morning, we're going to see you in the stadium Saturday. Don't think so. Don't think I'll be there Saturday. I think Eric and I were talking. I think we're going to go to A&M. This game will be at. Tiger Diver, do you think Shane Beamer leaves South Carolina for Virginia Tech? Doesn't sound like Virginia Tech is interested, which is weird because that seems like the perfect fit. Weston, good morning. Is there something specific about the offense you want to see this weekend? Offensive line continuity, explosive plays through the air, better running game, much more efficient running game. If you run the football, it will open up the passing game. Like, run the football. I want to see them balanced offensively. So I don't want 34 passes and 22 runs. I want 34 runs and 32 passes. That's what I want. Or however the numbers break out. I want to see 50-50 balance run pass. And I mean, look at Alabama against Vanderbilt. Like, I'm gonna compliment Alabama. Breaking news. Look at look, I know the final score was 30-14. That was a close ball game. Bama had 2 turnovers inside the 10-yard line. Vanderbilt had 2 turnovers inside the 10-yard line. Bama scored right before half. I mean, they're down 14-7. They scored, but right before halftime. And then they had the touchdown with 17 seconds left to give the margin. That was a close game. But look at Bama's has not done a good job running the football. 31 passes, 38 rushes. Bama ran it 38 times for 3.8 yards a carry. That's not great. 3.8 yards a carry is not great. But they kept at it. And then there were plays to be had in the running game. I mean, Jam Miller had 22 for 136 yards. I mean, you got to be willing to do it. You got to be willing to keep trying. And that's where I think they've fallen short. Ivan Dale was trolling you. He might have been. I think so. It might have been. Brad, if your cursor error, does the FCC send you a fine? How do they find out? Yeah, you'd probably have to be reported. And then they would do an investigation. They could find the group for sure. Thomas, Elvin Dale asked questions have been repeatedly brought up. The crew of Dale. Tell you what, Dale. Old Dale. Patrick Gamolgan, Matt and Scone family. Hope Gramps enjoyed his birthday party Sunday. Happy birthday to Gramps. He did, man. We had a great day. Thank you, Mud. I don't know how a 0 is possible, but Torricelli Simpkins graded out at a 0 with his pass blocking grade on Sunday. The only thing I can think is that he lost every pass blocking rep. Damon, ball data breakdown of Simpkins. It was positive. Don't get caught up in the PFF. Nope. I saw the the Brian Baldinger thing, and he showed one run blocking highlight where Simpkins sort of aggressively got into a guy. Okay. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the pass blocking grade, which was a 0. Let me see how he did in the pass blocking. Because on the season, in 3 games, Torricelli Simpkins' pass blocking grade is a 12.6. His run blocking grade is a 59.6. But against the Giants, he gave up a quarterback hit, 5 hurries, 6 pressures, and committed a false start. Robert, Thomas Fern, October 7th in Israel. Okay, 2-year anniversary of the worst day in their history. Got it. Okay, thank you. My apologies. Club, good morning. Oh, it's 7:15. Sport Mark Fisher has been noticeably bad across the league. All officials are bad at their job. Cohen, good morning from Memphis. Sanchez lucky to be alive. I guess I again just don't know enough about that story to know how severe the incident was and all that. Irfan Sayad, Gamog. I was thinking about you the other day, man. I feel like I hadn't seen you in a minute here. Glad to see you there, man. Gamog, and thanks for being there. Got it. Thomas at Leviticus 23, 33 to 43 specifically covers this holiday. Okay, I will read it today. Okay, I got to go. My apologies if I missed you. Do me a favor, please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Glad to have you aboard with us. I got 2 Locked on LSUs. I have my episode today, which is covering a lot of what Brian Kelly said. Then I also did a separate episode on the Louisiana Attorney General opening up an investigation into the Kyron Lacey situation. Kyron's dad, Kenny, is going to be on AFR today in studio at 5 o'clock. And the reason I separated the shows, you'll see I explained it in that episode. It's just, I know there's a tremendous amount of interest in Kyron's story. I'm going to continue talking about it. I also understand there's people who want just the football side of things, and I respect that. So what I'll do is whenever there's an advancement development in the Kyron story, I will do that as a separate episode. So people who want that content can get that exclusively. So, and I have a video I did last night up at Locked on LSU that's a reaction to the AG Liz Murrell opening an investigation into state police's findings in Kyron Lacey case. So that's there if you want it. Okay, we'll see you for AFR 3. Y'all have an amazing day. Much love. Peace. Happy birthday, Grant.